What's up? Good afternoon. Happy President's Day, the holiday that should have been last week. But, why should we not waste another Monday? But anyways, what's going on? Markets were open today electronically through, as they used to call it Globex. Everything is Globex now. It's all electronic, but markets were open and they were a little higher. Now, every chart you see will actually have tomorrow's date on it. Okay, because all the action from today will go for until tomorrow. Junior, is the old man awake? I want to give him a message. Is he awake? You can do anything to duck playing me. You're gonna have to play me, son. That's all I can tell you. Feel better, my brother. I'm thinking about you. Anyways, so at the end, again, their markets are still working higher. The volume is still shitty. We can look at all the stuff we want. We know one thing for a fact, that no matter what the president does immediately, whether you like him, you don't like him, I happen to like him, but whatever it is, it's going to take time to unwind the damage that has been done. Okay. I mean, if you just look at the inflation factor from the first Trump presidency to in between, food at home up 17%, food away from home up 13%, meat, fish, poultry, eggs up 18%, dairy up 12%, cereals up 17%, fruit and vegetables up 9%. So let's say we give what the Fed wants to give is a 2%. Well, it's a little bit higher than the 2%. So again, let's not get away with what has happened and the destruction that has been done, and their battle against the Doge, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, because again, when you see money, when you see our tax dollars going to Wuhan, okay, the Wuhan lab that sent COVID over here, when you see all the money that's been pissed away, okay, what does that tell you? Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, all right, it's all bullshit. Okay. As Joe Pesci says in Lethal Weapon 2, they fucked us in the drive-thru. Okay. They've got us and they've stolen our money. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of them taking my money. I'm tired of paying taxes to give it away for a worthless cause. The good news is the illegal immigrants are down 90%, and hopefully we get them all out of here. And again, at the end of the day, the markets are the markets. Remember, the markets don't care about the news. They don't care about anything. Okay, if there's money to buy, they're going to buy. The slower, the quieter the market, the higher the probability that they're going higher. Okay, does that make sense? The lesser the action, the more probability is that the rally can continue. Now, I'll give you some reasons in some of the charts why we would be sellers, but does that make sense? Because dull markets go higher, because there is always new money flowing in every single day, okay, to buy the market. What about Social Security paying 150-year-olds? I did an interview today, and the Social Security is at the wrong age. Of course, we all know that, and I've said it before. Social Security age should be now in the 80s. Now, obviously, you can't punish somebody who's already on it, or anybody who's been in the workforce for any length of time. But I would say if you could go right now and say if you're under 30, under 25, under 21. Any of those numbers and say, okay, your retirement age is going to be 85, because they're projecting people are going to live to 100. The whole Ponzi scheme, Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, right? Does everybody understand that? And it's not always in a negative way, but Social Security itself is a Ponzi scheme. Do we all understand that? Okay. They keep bringing in new money to satisfy old debt. Okay. And again, the initial setup of Social Security, which I'm not saying I agree with the initial either, but the initial was The average living age was 62. You could not collect until you were 65. So that left extra money so the government could spend your money, but they would have enough. There's a $19 trillion shortfall coming in the next 7 or 8 years in Social Security. Okay. Because people are living too long. Okay. You cannot keep paying. Now, I'm on Social Security because I paid in all my life. Before it goes bust, I want my money. Okay. I mean, listen, again, at the end of the day, but I shouldn't be collecting Social Security. Anybody who can work should not be collecting Social Security. Okay. If you were a prudent enough investor all your life going into now, you should have enough money without Social Security. Does that make sense? I mean, if you'd have put away, for example, if you'd have put away in 1960, $5,000, it'd be worth over $5 million right now. Think about that. Okay. So look, at the end of the day, there's a lot to bitch about, but hopefully we're going to get a lot of things changed away. And I see some rulings are going the president's way, including getting rid of some of these inspector generals, which is great. Okay. I think that works out real well. I'm thrilled that we're going to start to see some change. Again, I don't say that everything he does is perfect, but I certainly know that he's not stealing from me. Okay, that I do know. And those of you who live in California, New York, Illinois, and those states, you're getting ripped off. What's up, sir? You're getting ripped off. Okay, and you're paying over 50% of your income between state, city, and federal tax. Okay, I'm not working to pay 50% to some other criminal organization or cartel or deep state that's going to steal my fucking money. Okay, so that's why I do live in Nevada, and I was never. I would have stayed. I would have been here sooner, except my father passed away, so I stay with my mother. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's enough. It's enough of the stealing. I can't take it anymore. Okay, but anyways, welcome aboard. Okay, glad you're all here. Glad you could make it. Again, as I said, the markets that were open today were almost all higher except for Bitcoin and natural gas. Gold had a little bit of a bounce back, but we'll get into all that. I assume, I know you are, Connie, but are you ready, honey? If you can call me my usual jackass, it's been a long time. I missed that. And I got my credit cards back too, so expect a package. Dark package. Anyways, the dollar, Delta X-ray. Okay, again, we don't trade it, and we don't trade it not for any other reason. I can explain it, but there's always new people here as well. I got nothing against the dollar. In my opinion, the whole fiat currency system is a criminal business anyways. Okay, there's no backing of any currency here. Okay, and you know that Ron Paul, there's been a lot of news about potential audit of the Fed, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But at the end of the day, we don't trade the dollar just because if you want to trade it, it has to be through New York, and they want to screw you for $120 a month to trade it. So I don't need it. I can trade the euro currency, but we do watch it for those who do trade it or want to trade it. And we would be a buyer about here, okay? And would be looking to buy, somewhere around 106. I think it's 106 to 108, but I think it's got a great chance to go back to 110. Just if you're a fan or if you do trade it, okay. I think it's got a chance to go much higher. Okay. Again, we've seen it hold up for relatively strong over the past. And again, if you remember last time President Trump was in office, the dollar was also very strong. So 106 to 108. But again, for those who may trade it, I think it can go to 110. The euro currency, a little bit of a bounce, not a shock. We said this last week. We said it 3 weeks ago. These 3 and 4 cent rallies are not a big deal. Okay. You've got a market that is consolidating, and that we have no position in it, but I would definitely be selling it. Okay. I would definitely be selling it at 106. Okay. If not sooner, but 106. And I do think the next rundown, it's going back under par, okay, which is under $1. Now, I'm not saying it's going to 88 cents the next time down, but I think it'll test the lows it put in a couple of years ago. Okay. When I happen to be playing golf in Colorado. In the meantime, for today, 102 102 to 106. Okay. Again, you've had some reasonable rallies in here and also some reasonable sellouts. But again, when something gets so compressed or so overbought or so oversold, the move is not that big. I mean, again, when you look at it in a chart, it's not parabolic, it's nothing. It's within the natural course of trading. The notes, Zulu November, as I told you last week, I'd be a seller up here. Look what happened. They came all the way back down. It came right down our support level at 108. So you can see clearly 108 to 110. That's what we've been watching. Right here at 109, I got no trade really to make. We have no position and I have no trade to really make right here. Again, the only thing I can think about doing is selling it because I hate the notes and I think interest rates are going a lot higher. But based on a chart, there's nothing to do here. The bonds, Zulu Bravo, same thing. Okay. They did exactly what we thought they would do. Okay. They got up to at the tops, they came back down. Not a surprise. Again, you should never be surprised by the market price action. If you would take and just look at the markets with an open mind, okay, and not put your opinion into the market, you would find out that you would see a lot clearer, okay, or I can see clearly now, okay. In the meantime, 114 to 117, 114 to 117, okay, and I'm really not a buyer, I'm more a seller. We have no position right now in this. Bitcoin, which we are long, again, this is a hell of a nice looking pattern, but it has come down a little bit. It does look like it's found some new support. I'm still concerned. Okay, 95,000 is new support, but Connie, it's going to be 90,000 to 108, 105, 90,000 to 105. And I still believe that 85,000 is in play. Okay, remember, this is a pretty wild product and it can make some pretty drastic, pretty big moves. Okay, and 85,000 really doesn't do any real damage, but I think that's a target in which is going to play out at some point here. I'm hoping that it will play out as a position to buy and a bounce. Okay, but it could also bounce. It could be something else. Okay. Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis crash lands. What the fuck? What is going on with the airplane crashes? Jeez. Okay. Anyways, 90 to 105. Gold, nice big move up. We talked about selling it. Okay. It said from Minneapolis. Oh yeah, Toronto. You're right. We thought that it should be sold, and of course it did come down. It took till Friday, but again, you can't just because we see something doesn't mean it's going to happen. Now, I have buy orders in much lower. My target actually in gold is 27.13, believe it or not. Okay. But again, I'm not saying it ain't getting there tomorrow. Okay. It was up a little bit today, but you had a very big sell-off. So we made a new high. Okay. On Friday, you had a key reversal. Okay. But really, what are you now? You're really 28.70 to 29.60. 28.70 to 29.60. Okay. I believe there's more room to go on the downside in our positions. We have no position in it, but we have some ratio spreads on, okay, which are a little bit underwater, except for those who doubled up. But again, I think that nothing negative, but again, a pullback even down to the 2,700 level would not do any damage to the overall picture. Okay. Silver, Sierra India, we have no position. Interesting. It's kind of frozen at $33. It seems not to be able to get through. I think the support has come up though. I think you're now like at 31 to 33. I think silver's getting ready to make a big breakout. I think that the ratio and everything else suggests that it's getting ready to make a much bigger move. Okay. Again, we have no position right now, and certainly I could not be in good conscience tell you to buy it here up against what I'm calling resistance. I would certainly like to see this again break up and come back down to this and hold support. In the meantime, 31 to 33, platinum, which we don't trade. Okay, but again, same story. Got overbought and bang, down it came. Okay, these are opportunities for you to take advantage of the market. If you're willing to put your biases and your opinions aside, okay, these are opportunities that you are wasting by not taking advantage of those opportunities, okay? Now platinum's obviously not liquid enough for all of us to trade, but as I said last week, 1,000 to 1,050, okay? That's exactly basically where we failed from, 1,000 to 1,050. Certainly if we go a little bit lower tomorrow or tonight, I'll be a buyer, I won't be a seller down here. Copper, well, there you go. See that arrow? Remember I drew that arrow in? I said it would come down. It did pop a little bit further, but look what happened. Bang. Okay. Again, we've got a very clear 450 to 475. It was extremely overbought. The overbought part, the sale part from an overbought condition is gone. Okay. Now we are shorted right now, but again, I wouldn't want to get involved. We're in the middle of nowhere right now. Okay. So I would be more patient, but I think 450 to 475 are the levels to watch. Again, when you look for markets, if you just look for when they get overbought or oversold, you could make a lot of money just playing the opposite as long as you're disciplined. Okay. The grain markets, which have exploded to the upside on Friday, we're short. I would think this could be a very interesting area here. 620. Okay, 620 and wheat at the upside. I think 570 to 620. We're starting to see a little bit more action. The volume is still light, and we are going into planting season. So we'll see. Corn still consolidating, $4.80 to $5. Soybeans still stuck at 1020 to 1075. Okay, and I would expect a little bit of a pullback across the board. It doesn't make me negative, as you know. I told you all to buy wheat way back when I was around the $5 level and everything else. And now it looks like we might get some trading action. And if it's going to be good, if the action, the grain market is going to be good, there's going to be a pullback first. Okay. And give you an opportunity to make some dough. Okay. And cattle, which nobody trades, I do. Okay. I did cover, okay, and why did I cover? Why did I cover my short cattle finally? Anybody got a guess? Anybody got a guess? Okay, I covered because I think it's pretty much oversold. Okay, again, I could be wrong and I could be early, but I got stopped on the way up. I resold, as you know. We had this trade blow by blow. I made all my money back plus, and all I'm now is looking for another opportunity. I'm looking for a rally to sell into. Okay, and if I'm wrong, hey, you know what? I missed the trade. It won't be the first trade I ever missed, and it won't be the last, I promise. Okay, but certainly 192.50 or so, 193 to 197.50. That would be the levels I'd be watching, and I will be working in order to sell up higher here. It just depends on how it goes. Feeders, which I don't trade, but they're still 264 to 272, haven't changed. Hogs continue to charge higher. Let me change the date here though, because these are the wrong ones. There you go. There you go. Last week I told you if they got too much oversold, I would look for a spot to sell. I did not sell, full disclosure. I think 95 is resistance. I think 90 is support. Okay. I'd love to see a little bit of a pullback because I would like to buy them again. Okay. Nat gas peaked. Okay. It's starting to come back down a little bit now. Again, we're in the middle of nowhere. Okay. The rally was, for whatever reason, I think it was more of a short covering. Again, we're in the time of year where the weather is a non-event. Everybody knows it's cold. Everybody knows, again, there's no weather surprise. The worst time to be in the natural gas market on the short side is August, September, October. Okay. That's where the biggest volatility is going to come. Now we're winding down. Believe it or not, it's already almost the end of February. We're already working towards spring. Okay. In the meantime, and we're short this, 340 to $4. 340 to $4. Crude, okay, again, down towards the bottom, made a little bit of a rally. Nothing's changed. 70 to 74. That has not changed. 70 to 74. Now, again, I would not want to be an overall buyer. I'd rather be a seller. I'd rather see a rally to sell into, because I do believe that crude is going substantially lower. In my opinion, it's going 30% lower, but it doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow. Again, we can talk about promises. We can talk about what could happen. Okay. But at the end of the day, nothing happens until it is time. Okay. And you cannot possibly turn Trump's ideas, drill baby drill, all the other things. You cannot possibly do things fast enough to have an effect. Okay. Which is why our GDP is going to be pretty crappy coming up. And there's a lot of things that are going to be bad. But as I told you before, there's going to be some pain before the good stuff really starts to happen. But again, we've already had pain for 4 years. So again, I don't care what anybody says. The last 4 years from an economic standpoint was not good for most. Okay, some of you, it might have been unbelievable, and God bless. But for most, it was not very good.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.